I believe we are recording.
You believe we're recording?
Yes.
You're not 100% certain?
No, it's recording.
Okay. Just making sure, man. Just making sure. Hi, welcome to our podcast. I'm Tim.
And I'm Jonah.
We do not have a name for it, but we'll spend a second just kind of thinking through with you, the audience, what some names could be. We've got 3 options. What's the first option, Jonah?
Hot territory.
Hot territory. I like that. I'm a little confused as to what that could mean. But when you say hot territory, what are you thinking?
You know, we're pushing into new grounds where we're going into territory that might have never been discovered before.
Yeah, no, that's valid.
Plus, we're in Texas.
We are in Texas. There's a lot of hot territory here. Yes, that works. Option number 2 is podcast, but not really. We're stealing that from a different podcast that hasn't been posted yet by an arch nemesis podcast run by Emma and Rayleigh.
Yeah, that one.
That one. Oh no, Joe's getting violent in the studio. Don't mind any background noises. That's just there to make you feel like you're at home.
Yeah.
You know?
We put that in there.
Yeah, we want this to be a very homely kind of podcast.
Yes.
You know, with all the ambience and everything. So if you hear dog barks, gunshots, if you hear the frying pan going, yeah, that's we all added that in post.
Exactly.
So that's option number 2, podcast, but not really. There's 0 connection or affiliation, or any meaning other than to steal it from a different podcast group.
We want to make them angry.
Yeah, we want to start a flame war. In the not the legit sense.
No.
We're not.
We don't want to kill them. Right?
We're not arsonists.
No.
Just jovially playing.
Yes.
What's option number 3, Jonah?
Option number 3. Gosh, I should have brought my notes.
I've got a whole booklet of notes, man. You should have come prepared.
Beard and no beard.
Beard and no beard.
Yes.
Why that?
Because you have a beard and I don't.
Oh, that's clever. I like that. It makes me feel like more of a man, which is
I have
helpful.
More hair otherwhere.
Crap. Just for the record, everybody who's listening in, I do not have hair, and it is the subject of many jokes. It is what many people believe my personality is based on, is the fact that I have no hair. I live in a very kind and supportive community. You can tell, I'm sure.
Yes.
Jonah's 7 foot, and he's very aware of that and takes advantage of that all the time.
I have to duck when I go under fans or lights.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they want him to go pro with basketball, but there's not a homeschool league.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh boy.
Sports.
Comical.
Mm-hmm. So Jonah, what are we talking about today?
Today we are talking about, kind of a subtle, nice topic. We will be talking about aliens and alligators.
Aliens and alligators.
Yes.
Is there a reason we chose to go with 2 things that went with the letter A?
The A kind of it came naturally, but aliens because who doesn't like talking about aliens? Yeah. And alligators because I was personally attacked by an alligator.
You were personally attacked
Saving
by an
my
alligator.
little brother, yes.
How convenient. I was personally attacked by an alien from outer space.
Isn't that something? Were you saving somebody?
We'll get into it after you share more about your alligator story.
Good night.
Because yours sounds a bit more not realistic, because mine was very real.
No, it very much happened. Yes.
I don't want to throw mine out there just immediately. I need to let it brew, and not just for the sake of me coming up with it while you talk about yours.
So, here's how the story goes. So, me and my little brother were fishing, right?
Yeah.
And we were at this pond that is known for having the world's largest gator in it, which
Right.
would be 741 pounds and over 17 feet long.
741 pounds. You're talking like weight, not
Yeah,
like
no.
the British
Yeah.
currency.
Right.
Okay. Gotcha. Just making
Right.
sure. Making sure.
And so we're fishing, right? This alligator jumps from nowhere, grabs Ducky's shirt, and starts going into a death roll. Don't listen to the background. That was just a convenient mess up. But
Yes.
so I take the alligator, but then it grabs my hand and starts shredding it apart. I grab my trusty Swiss old knife and I stab it through the head. And that's the end of that story. I was a hero. I was given a medal.
Wow. What was on the medal?
An alligator tooth of the one I killed. Yes.
Okay. See, for a second, I was thinking
It was longer than a banana.
the knife or the medal or the alligator.
What?
What was longer than a banana?
Oh, the alligator tooth.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's terrifying. You know why alligator teeth are that long, though, right?
No.
So, if you take banana peels and you unless you eat your banana with the skin on them.
Oh yeah, that I used to know that.
Yeah, I used to as well, and then I learned some people don't like that.
Yeah.
It's a very small amount of people.
Yeah.
But I don't. We're very progressive in the sense that we want to make sure we don't step on any toes when it comes to the fruit eating community.
Yeah, that's a touchy subject.
It is. But no, whenever humans leave behind, or any other creature, flamingos, whenever they eat bananas and take the peel off, what happens with the peels, right? This is a common question.
Yeah.
We think about,
Yeah, all the time.
because there's no seeds in those.
No.
It's just like fruit leather.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It's like a fruit jacket.
and conveniently, alligators use those to cover up their teeth during the winter.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Wow,
I know you didn't.
that's amazing.
You should study more.
Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go to the pond and throw in some bananas because it's getting close to being winter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't put peanut butter on your finger and try to feed the alligators.
Oh yeah, that might go wrong.
Might go wrong. They might try and steal your peanut butter lid and run off with it.
Yeah, and running way up a tree. Yeah, that's a possibility. We've seen it happen before.
We have seen it happen before in our other nature endeavors. We're a
Yes.
very nature-centric podcast.
Yes.
I don't know if you can tell.
That's why he's bald.
That's why I'm bald. That's why he has no beard. Convenient. You know what? The option 1 and 3 are kind of growing on me as far as the
Yeah.
podcast names. Quick derail. But shoot, what was it? We have a subsidiary streaming service where we stream exclusively squirrel videos and nature and wildlife.
Check it out. Highly
Yeah,
recommend.
check it out. Timwit _1 on YouTube.
Yes.
Be there or be square. Anyway, enough for my corporate sponsoring. So the alligator will use banana peels, not
Bananas.
slices.
Yeah.
Cover up their teeth during the winter.
They use the slices for manicures. You know how people use cucumbers. They use
Oh.
bananas.
Really?
Yeah. So
Okay.
when the little fish are doing the nails, they have banana slices on their eyes. And kelp around their
that
head.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Jonah, what's the difference between a crocodile and alligator?
Well, an alligator has kind of a stubbier snout. It's kind of wider. An alligator would have a straighter snout. And
Yeah.
usually gators are bigger.
Okay. I thought it was something to do with the eyes. Like, I thought this sounds dumb in retrospect, but like I used to think crocodiles had eyes on like the top, like how we have eyes that look forward.
Yeah.
And then alligators had them on the side, so they were looking every which direction. But I realize now
That's wrong. Yes.
that is wrong.
Did your mother tell you that?
Anyway, we we won't talk about my Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
so speaking of creation, we have this, and I'm gonna look up in the glossary where it talks about alligators and how many times it talks about aliens, because
Yes.
both are part of God's creation,
Right,
as
yeah.
we are very well aware of.
Big part of the ecosystem.
Big part of the ecosystem. So, under A, in search for alligator, we do. There's one page on alligator, 518. If everybody wants to grab their copy
Ooh,
of
excuse me.
Dr. Oh, excuse you, yes.
Yes, thank you.
If everybody wants to grab their copy of Dr. J. L. Weil and Marilyn F. Durnell's Exploring Creation with Biology, flip to page 518 with us, because as I look more at the rest of this glossary, there is nothing on aliens. So we see.
I'm
where,
sorry, Tim. I'm sorry.
We see where the priorities lie, and not just lie as in like lay down and are visible, but also lie as in library. So 518. I don't see. Okay, here it is. I was like, it's just this order crocodilia. And I was like, that's not right. We're talking about alligators, and we just discussed they are not real. I mean, alligators are real. Crocodiles aren't.
Sorry, aliens.
So, in the book, it says, alligators and crocodiles make up order Crocodilia. What's the difference between an alligator and a crocodile? We already explained that.
Yes,
you
yeah.
know. And I want to look at that first sentence, and not look at the rest of the context of this entire thing.
Yeah. That would be foolish.
That would be always take things out of context and always look at things on a surface level.
Exactly.
Never dive deeper.
No, that's a bad idea.
Because you should trust your brain and your heart.
You might drown.
You might drown. Trust your brain, trust your heart. Follow your dreams, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Alligators and crocodiles make up order Crocodilia. Why do you think the alligators and crocodiles have such a vast network system that they have an order? Like there's the order of Melchizedek if we're talking biblical things.
Right, yes.
There's the first order if you're thinking Star Wars. We see that the alligators and crocodiles have their own order.
That's because this is I shouldn't be saying this, but they're trying to take over the world.
Is that so?
Yes. The CIA must not know.
Is that why you killed the alligator you did?
Yes, because he was part of an anti-group of crocodiles who didn't want to rule the world, and I mean, if you can't defeat the enemy, join it. So that's why I killed that alligator for them. Plus, it was trying to kill my brother, but
yeah, details.
Yeah.
I get, dude, man. That really adds a weight to this that I hadn't previously considered. I don't know what their ambitions are with world domination. I don't know if it's trying to get clear pond water for everybody, but
they're tired of the algae. They just can't stand it.
They just can't stand it,
and the bass are always taunting them because they're faster. It's just not fair for the poor gators.
Yeah, that's valid. But the problem is, I want to exercise my right to pollute all the waters.
Yes.
And not because I want to kill the alligators.
We are pro-pollute.
We are pro-pollution. And when we say pro-pollution, we are not just saying we are for it. We are also professional polluters. We have our badges of honor that we carry with us everywhere.
We always have a plastic bag in our pocket.
Always do. And I make a habit of every time I see a trash can or a recycling bin, I will just drop the bag right next to the trash can and recycling bin without putting it in.
I don't know if I'm more intrigued by the microphone or the rocks.
We have a guest speaker.
We have a guest speaker.
Are you guys rocking out on your podcast?
This is our podcast.
Oh, yeah. This is our podcast. See how well our ambience of the house pulls in?
That's nice.
Yeah. We're talking about how we're pro-pollution right now. Any comments?
Who's we? So you and my son are pro-pollution?
Totally.
Is this just like the old debate club, and you're just trying to wield out the finer points on any given thing, or
Yes.
you
Yeah.
really want to pollute the world?
We're
No.
trying to be contrarians,
Yes.
and look at it from a different perspective of what the norm is.
Right.
Well, I had asked somebody recently, said, hey, if us Christians really want Jesus to come back, why are we really trying to emphasize world peace and no problems? Because that's just going to prolong Jesus from coming back.
Solid.
But then the wisdom of this other person has said, yes, but biblically we need to do what we're commanded to do, not destroy the world intentionally, hoping that would boost up Jesus' reappearance.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, although that may be true,
Start creating nuclear bombs again.
if we do that, it's going to be against God.
Well,
So I don't know. I don't know that I have any comments on pro-pollution. I know that when I'm in a car and I see somebody else throw something out, like my blood pressure actually raises. So I don't think I'm a very good pro-pollutionist.
gotcha.
I'm probably more anti-pollution.
I guess so.
I don't even like it when my kids spit gum out.
Oh man,
Oh.
I can. Well, you heard it here first, folks.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on the show today, guys. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah. We hope this does not reflect the opinions of the entirety of the podcast. We are very pro-Christian.
Yes.
But
Yes.
pollution has its place. Anyway,
Back to it.
back to. So, what time is it? It's 11:35. I still haven't even talked about my alien stuff yet.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, crazy. What an awful host I am.
Oh my goodness.
Co-host.
See, I talked about my subject. It's your turn now.
Okay, so you killed a alligator.
Yeah.
You
No big deal.
No big deal. It's you doing your part to make sure the order of Crocodilia does not prosper and continue. But with aliens, the problem here with so I guess I should just start by explaining what my little thing was with the aliens. So years ago, me and some friends started painting pictures. We could paint along with Bob Ross, right?
Right.
And in each thing, I would always put like a little alien spaceship.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just flying by.
Right.
It's just like it's like my signature. So I developed this character named Clive.
Clive.
Clive the alien.
Okay.
Here, if I end up making this a video and not just audio, I'll throw up a picture of an example of what Clive is and looks like. It's your generic gray alien looking thing.
Yeah.
With the big head and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But
Big black eyes.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I give him a smile. I feel like Clive
that's
is
nice.
he's a
That's
very
nice.
chill dude in my paintings. So I do this for like 10 paintings, right? I've got this whole collection, this whole story arc so far of Clive and the places he's been. Then one night, I'm sleeping because that's what you do if you're
Not a vampire.
not a vampire. When we get to the letter V,
Oh boy.
man, I already know what that's going to be about. Vampires and
That's gonna be some hot territory.
vernacular. Yeah, it's going to be hot territory. There you go. This is a podcast, but not really. So, anyway, one night I'm sleeping. I'm having a nice dream about biscuits being better than waffles, and
You see, I disagree with that. I don't think you're
that's
supposed
not-
to be having dreams about
Yeah.
biscuits being better than waffles because that's a false dream. That's bad. Don't listen to this.
Okay, well, we can talk about that when it gets to B next week. So we can talk about biscuits and how they're better. And when we get to waffles years later, we can talk about how they're still not as
Yes.
good. But for the
Somebody
we should-
got to bring some band-aids.
Yeah, whew. So if we continue with the alien story instead of getting derailed, talking about why waffles aren't as
better.
good, then I can finish my story.
Okay.
Yeah, so aliens, right? As I'm dreaming, about biscuits and waffles, I wake up to this giant sound, and it sounds like a, you know,
Yeah.
and so
Kind of reminds me of that scene in Back to the Future where Marty McFly puts the headphones on his dad, Van Halen, to wake him up.
yeah,
Yeah.
quite literally. So it feels like that. I hate to say for all of our current viewers and listeners, there is no extra Chick-fil-A. Yes,
We ate it all.
we ate it all. I am so sorry.
And the byproduct isn't edible. But they're still trying.
They're still trying. Oh man,
No, there's nothing.
there's some ketchup.
Hot sauce.
Oh, you found like a lone French fry, didn't you?
No way. Oh!
Oh wow. Okay.
All right. Oh, back to Aliens.
Aliens. Yes. It's my favorite James Cameron film. Wait, no, that's different. I wake up, and I see this bright light outside, and I think, okay, that's just the storm light. That's just the garage light. There's like a squirrel running by, but no, I hear footsteps, and they're kind of like,
Oh my goodness.
and it's a little scary. It's a little scurrying sound, and look out my window, and what do I see? I see Clive, just like in the paintings.
Oh, good. I thought you were going to say like Arnold Schwarzenegger or something.
No, I wouldn't. The great Arnold would not come to Texas to see me. That's for sure. He's too busy governing.
Let me
places.
grab my miniature violin.
Oh, yeah. So I look outside. I see Clive, and he just kind of like stares. At first, it's a little scary, but then I realize no, he's just being endearing.
Does he say nanu nanu?
No. They're actually quite offended that you would think that.
Oh, I'm sorry, Clive.
He speaks King James Version only English. So it was,
Nanu thy.
There you go. So we kind of have like this awkward stare off because I'm thinking, well, I just woke up. Maybe I'm just seeing things. I'm gonna keep staring. And then at some point he raises his hand and says, "How art thou?" Because again, King James English.
Yeah.
And I am like, okay, I guess I'll let him. I'll be a good host. I'll let him in. So he comes inside. We sit down. It's like 4 a.m. at this point. Sitting on.
Was your roommate up at this time?
No. And thank God he wasn't. He probably wouldn't have been as welcoming. His experiences are more paranormal than they are extraterrestrial.
Yeah.
So this was more my experience with him. But the point, it's one thing to consider if you're listening to this years later, is this is all taking place after or amidst COVID-19 scare in 2020 in America. So earlier, the reason I bring this up is earlier during the quarantine, like March, April time, 2020.
Yeah.
Rough
times.
Yes. The CIA or FBI, it's one of them. The U.S. government in general released all this footage of unknown spacecraft. And all jokes aside from this entire podcast, like if there's one serious thing to take away, this happened and nobody's talking about it because we were all thinking about COVID.
But that's why we're here. This is a hot topic.
This is a hot topic.
This is hot territory.
7 months ago.
Yes.
They just fully admitted, oh, here's unknown flying objects. Y'all wanted them, here they are. And it's all documented and it's scary. And it's like, wow, that's weird. Why isn't anybody else talking about this?
I'm sure alien lovers like us are very excited to hear about this. But
yes,
they weren't talking about it, which surprised me.
They weren't. And, I brought that up with Clive. I was like...
What did he think about it?
He expressed to me these exact words. He said, "Brother Timotheus, thou art aware of thy intentions. Thou hast know in thine true art
deep
the greater impedances of thou kind. Thee is great. amongst thou people, thou must serve and offer as representation for the whole of human alien brotherhood.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, hold on,
Wow, I gotta wipe away my tears.
I know
That's
it
so
was.
nice.
Yeah, I basically took a second to like go cry
Yeah,
because I was like, man,
and use the restroom.
there's some weight. Yeah, safety wipe. You always gotta.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But
Highly advised.
I was just so blown away. And I was like, Clive, give me 1 second. I gotta process this.
Like you have to process your food.
Like you have to process your food. That's right. Side project. We're starting a cooking channel.
Yes.
But so I went and processed this because first, it's been a while since I've read King James. I'm very used to English Standard and Greek.
The first Bible I ever owned was King James Version, actually.
Same. Some people believe it is the only translation, but that's a topic for a different day.
Yeah.
But what time are we at so that I just have a mental note?
26:36.
Okay. I'll remember that when I go back and look at this footage. So to wrap up my time with Clive, I went, cried about it, thought about it, prayed about it. I was like, you know what? I don't know what Clive said, but I'm sure it was something really sweet because I definitely had an emotional response to it. I feel like he's just misunderstood because I didn't understand it. So I went back out and I talked to Clive as best I could. The full.
Yes, no.
Oh, you raised.
I
You're
have
raising
a
your
question.
hands.
Yes. Does he know English?
Does he? How does he know English,
Yes.
or does he know English?
No, how?
Well, you see, the great thing about the Bible being the best-selling book of all time is it literally gets everywhere. We have sent time capsules from Earth out to space with pictures of humanity trying to explain how we operate and feed each other food, like how we grow things, how we communicate. We also include important books whenever we do this. And so they got a 1611 authorized King James Version Bible, I believe, whenever we did this. And, since the Bible is the greatest book of all time as well, it's got action, it's got romance, it's got drama.
Yeah.
It's got
Like every great story.
the prophecy. Yeah, it's fantastic, all compact. If you want one, come ask us. We'll get you one for free. But I think that's all Clive ever had, to think about. Mm-hmm. So for him, he just wanted to learn it, and he wanted to come to the land where it came from. I don't know why he chose me.
So does he believe it?
I don't know. That convicts me. I should have asked him that. I should have gone through it with him and been like, "Hey, what do you believe about all this?" But I was just so awestruck, as more just like in the sense of like, okay, wow, the painting has come to life. It is Clive right in front of me.
Right. Clive?
Why Clive?
Yeah.
I think what happened was I would walk outside, like at the park, and the sun would reflect off my head as a beacon of sorts. And I think because interstellar travel works in such a unique way, he must have seen my reflection, kind of like how Christians are supposed to be, the light and reflect Christ. I reflected the sun, which is the physical center of our galaxy.
Oh yeah, that glowing ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
So I think he was like, oh, well, I guess I can go that way. I see sun twinkling over there. So I think that's how he found his way over here. And this might be bad. It might not have been Clive. I didn't actually end up asking for his name. Because I don't know. I felt like that would be rude. I didn't know if that culture believed in names. I just assumed it was Clive because it looked just like my paintings. But yeah, no, anyway, to finish it up, we just kind of talked. He asked questions about humanity, like where is your leader? What is the most sensitive area of like government and population control.
Right.
How if we were able to take over humanity, what would be the best way to wipe all of y'all out? Like really, just honest questions.
Yeah.
He's really looking out for us. And
he just wants to protect us.
He just wants to protect us from clearly the people who wouldn't want that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I gave him all the information. Directed him straight to
all of it. Wow.
All of it. As much
Good
as
for
I
you.
could.
Good
really.
for you.
Yeah. I taught him how to use Google.
Oh wow.
As well. I gave him a Facebook profile. Look him up at Clive the Alien _1 on Facebook. Really cool dude. He's been posting pictures of like graveyards lately, and that's really strange to me. But also, maybe he's just figuring out his place.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with Clive and all that stuff. I just hope he, next person he encounters doesn't, just go like, oh, forget you. I don't want to talk to you. You're scary. That might give him the wrong impression.
Yeah, that might rub him the wrong way.
Yeah, and we don't.
That would be sad.
That would be sad.
Yeah.
He's in a strange new land.
He seems.
So yeah, I walked him out to his UFO.
What model was it?
If you've ever seen Star Trek, it looks like the USS Enterprise, but without the wings in the back and without Patrick Stewart, and without an android named Data, played by what's his name? Oh, crud. Whatever. Yeah. So it looked kind of like what you'd expect in a UFO to look like, a saucer, a dish. And he got on. He said something else in King James, like, "Thou time has come." It was a bit ominous, but I imagine he was meaning like his time has come, as in he's going. I don't think he was saying like your time has come and ended. Like I don't think it was anything mean like that.
It's probably like see you later, something in King James.
Yeah, and I did find out his favorite verse though, which was Ezekiel 32:5.
What would that be?
Shoot, let me look it up. I remember it vaguely, but I also don't want to just assume. So, yeah, here it is. I'm pulling up on the cell phone. So, Ezekiel 32:5 is, if I can load this Bible app.
While he's loading, let's have some trivia. What is the highest number on a 6-number dice? I know that was a really tricky one.
Give me a hint.
It was 6. 6.
6.
Yeah. I mean, isn't that just amazing?
That is
really boggles my mind.
That really impresses me. Like that, somebody out there created that. That's crazy.
Genius.
Found the verse.
Oh.
I will strew your flesh upon the mountains and fill the valleys with your carcass.
That's nice.
That's sweet. Yeah. I'm glad.
Sentimental.
I think there's some deep, profound meaning there that he understood that we just are still trying to catch up on.
Right.
It was a little ominous to hear him say that verse right after saying "Thou time has come," but it's all with the best of intentions. Clive, I had coffee with him; it was great. So I like to think I gave him energy to do whatever he wanted to do. I want to support my friend there.
Good for you.
Yeah, but that was my time with an alien. It was a little different than the alligator story with you, but in closing my story and in closing this podcast, or coming to an end, what's your big takeaway
of Clive?
Of Clive, of your alligator experience?
I think for being our 8,000 podcast, I think this was one of our better ones, but Clive, he just sounded like a really nice guy. Like the opposite of trying to like take over the world or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like he had humanity and its best intentions at heart.
Yeah. Like he's like gonna donate or volunteer at some place. Stuff like that, you know. But with the alligator story, you know, I think it's just a story of bravery and integrity of a strong person. And
Who was that strong person?
oh, that was me. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And alligators trying to take over the world. I really hope that happens. That way we can start our pro pollution movement.
Yes. I almost forgot about our pro pollution movement stance.
We should make shirts.
We should make shirts. We are pro.
We might get beat up though.
We might, because people don't understand.
Exactly.
You know,
they just have big enough marbles for that. Big enough brains.
Yeah. I wonder if you can buy marbles at a marble store. Anyway, this has been
Educational.
It has been charismatic. It has been
Painful because I have to pee really bad.
likewise. What is our podcast called?
Either a hot territory or
Hot Territory.
Beard and no beard.
This has been a hot territory of beards and no beards. Come join us next time when we talk about biscuits and bar mitzvahs.
Don't forget waffles.
Don't forget waffles.
Thank you.
Bye.
Are you guys done?
Yep, pretty much.
Give me 5 seconds of completion.